behind me. I got the side-by-side and the mower. Heading down to our lake property. So there was a couple tornadoes went through our little community down there. Not real sure how our place is yet. From the reports we have, it looks like our structures are okay, other than one shed is upside down, and our cabin is still sitting there at least. So let's hope that it's sitting how it needs to be sitting. Other than that, I'll probably try to get us some video. We wrapped up a couple projects this week. Our powder coated rails are ready to be picked up at powder coat. More than likely it'll be next week. So we'll see how that goes and take you along on that. Maybe you can see inside the powder coating place a little bit. Got a couple other projects done today. One of them was just an aluminum pan. I didn't take any video of it. And tried to finish up a couple other railings that we got going on. But we'll see what kind of action we got down here this weekend. And if I can get any video, I will. I obviously didn't bring my GoPro again, but right after Memorial Day. So today is the Tuesday before Memorial Weekend. So I plan to be down here cleaning up for a couple days, and if I get done, I'll go back home and get ready for Memorial Weekend down here. Otherwise, I will stay down there and try to get as much done as I can. And 3 or 4 days out of the shop is going to be a big deal. So it's not cool, but it's the hand we're dealt right now. And even if our place doesn't need it, there's plenty of people down here that need the help. So that being said, we'll catch you later.
Why do I need to learn how to do it? Now, obviously, that's a dumb way to think. I was 13. But I remember thinking that at 13 years old. I'm out. I'm not going to think about this anymore. I'm just going to use a calculator. This is so stupid.
Just give me the result.
Yeah. I don't need to know how you made all those numbers work. I know it's real. Okay, that's great. I'm interested in other things. But the thing is, school was designed to make good factory workers. That's what school was designed for. The American school system, at least, was designed by the Rockefellers, and what they're essentially doing is preparing people to be cogs in a wheel. They're preparing people to just show up, do what you're told, and live this.
So, good morning, YouTube. Made it down to the lake place. We had a blowout on the way down. So the damage is pretty significant as far as trees go. We didn't lose any structures except for one shed. I'll walk you around and show that to you now, then we need to get to work. Reba. Alright, so looks like there's some tree guys over there. That used to be full of big trees right through there. That whole canopy. That all blew down. That's the back of my property. I'm assuming the neighbor hired somebody to... It's right up by their driveway, so... Here's, we'll start here. Our fire pit area. We lost the top out of one, it looks like. Laying there. It came out of this one. Not too bad. I'll just cut that up and throw that in the fire pit. There's our neighbor Terry over there. He's been hard at it for 2 days already. Well, all night last night till dark, and today he gets after it. Neighbor over there lost that tree that's laying in the road. We will probably have to deal with that. They lost a couple little bit. Here's the top out of this tree. I'm really glad I had some big trees taken down over here that were pretty dangerous already. Boy, this is the first time I've got to see all this in the daylight. So, you didn't used to be able to see over there at all. And there is stuff laying all down through there. That's all my property. You can kind of see there's a driveway over there. That's his driveway, and it's kind of halfway on my property. So anything laying over there is ours. There's our main casualty. It was actually junk. We didn't really use it. It was a shed that we were just kind of had for if we had a four-wheeler down here we needed to put away, which it did that. It did a good job of that. But cabin's still sitting on blocks. It's the first time that I've seen where we actually have a backyard a little bit that needs cleaned up. That big tree, there was two more trees like that, bigger than that, right here, and they were both leaning towards the cabin originally, and I had them taken out last year. So it's a good thing we did that. We didn't have anything fall on this power line. These two big trees stayed. Come over here. We just got a lot of cleanup to do. It's just a lot of cutting and dragging. We got lucky, I think. Our neighbors got lucky too. They didn't have anything land on their cabin, but we had a lot of big trees down. So there's that shed. And then off in here, I had a tree cut down right here last year that was hanging over the cabin. And it is down in there, but there's also 2 or 3 others laying down there now that weren't there before. So, like I said, not bad. Honestly, it might have done us a favor getting rid of a couple of trees that were dangerous anyway. That big dead one right there, I probably am going to have to cut down this year. And it is definitely leaning this way, so that'll be an interesting one to fall. But it looks like back here we get rid of that shed and we can get right down into whatever we need to cut down in there. But, well, I'm going to get off here and get to work. Thank you all for watching. I know that was a pretty long video there. That video was over the course of 3 weeks. We're 3 weeks in now with this, after the storm, and this should be my last weekend of cleanup here. Got a lot of firewood, and we still got quite a bit of cleanup, but nothing that we can't do over the next, wait till fall maybe, get some of the stuff that's down in that creek bed that's got poison ivy everywhere. We'll wait till some of that dies off. I know it was a mixed up video. There was a little bit of everything in it, but we've had a lot going on at the shop. I just haven't been filming it. We picked up a couple more jobs that I am gonna film, and we are working on the deck right now, adding a tiki bar. So that's the next project I will post film of, or at least update videos on. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging in there on this one, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe so you can catch the next one. Thank you.
Good girl. She might hate me later. Want to go again?